Today, something's been on my mind for a long period of time, and now I feel like I want to say what's on my mind. You and a lot of you may remember me. I was a fire commissioner for the Spring Hill Fire District for 6.5 years. While I was there, when I ran again for the full term, I was supported and recommended by the Times, me and one other gentleman who was running along. I served the fire industry because I made my living off the fire industry for 20 years. And I felt like that now I could give back to the industry that supported me for all this time. And even though we didn't get paid, I still was happy to be in that job because we had one of the best fire departments in the state of Florida here. Our chief was held in high esteem. However, with the normal things, the way things work in this county here, evidently that bothered a lot of people. He was held in better esteem, as they say, the last place you can be accepted is at your home. I hope that's not true today, going through what we're going to talk about here. What's on my mind is the upcoming election for the House. Now, everybody knows, without me talking or without anybody else talking, that right now we have nothing but gridlock in our state legislature, much less the federal legislature. What we need to get between the Republicans and Democrats is a true independent who states his objective, why he wants to be there, what he wants to accomplish when he's there. And I know this man speaks from his heart because that's the first thing that impressed me about him when I met him. Because you can look in the eye. As a Native American, I like to look at people's eyes. I don't look at their mouth when they're talking. I look at the eyes because the eyes cannot lie. And I can tell you, I can look James Scavetta right in the eye, and that's the first thing I understood when he and I talked, because I knew it was my heart. And I tell you, this man has a plain and simple objective, and it's unheard of in our National Congress and in our Florida Congress here, or legislature. He wants to do and serve you like you would love your representatives to do for you and represent you. Because when he does that, he is representing himself also, because he's not alone when he does that up there. So whatever he does and says in that position, that affects him like everybody else out here. But I tell you, the man's heart is true. I've never heard him say anything about somebody without reason. Now, anybody that says they've never said anything about anybody, you certainly wouldn't want to elect these people, because you know that they're not telling the truth. Now, this is something extremely important, as you all know. What do we need most in Tallahassee today? We need to hear the truth. We need to hear your voice expressed through your representative, what you want your legislature to do. Apparently we can't really trust the Republicans and the Democrats because they keep fighting amongst each other for party. What we want is somebody that fights for you. Isn't that really something special? Imagine having a representative in the legislature that speaks for you. And when he listens to you, he is guaranteed he will ring that up in the legislature, and your questions and your feelings will not go unknown. That will be a new thing here in the state of Florida. I've lived here off and on. I came down the military in 1962. I'm a retired Air Force veteran. I served combat in Vietnam. And James is this kind of person. He has that same drive, same will, and same thoughts and same feelings that a fireman has when he's out there fighting a job, a fire in your house or wherever it is. And we got to remember, we can't get anything done unless we have representation in Tallahassee. Today, if you feel that you have representation in Tallahassee, you don't have to do anything, do you? But here we are complaining about the people in Tallahassee not doing what we elected them to do. So we need a fire, not a firebrand, but a person that's convinced, who knows how he feels and acts the way he feels. He acts the way he talks. He walks the way he talks. He is a strong-willed person, and nothing's going to get between him and telling the truth, because he's a man of truth. I've learned this from my association with him. I don't make friends easy. I didn't make friends for anything with him. I like it because I know when I talk to the man, I'm hearing the truth. And that's not easy to find this day and time. But we need your help, because you know the election is close at hand, the 4th of November. And I hope everybody will go out and vote. If you vote, but everybody in the county votes. Two ways of doing it. A, you can get off your seat and go down and physically cast a vote, or you can stay home and vote for whoever wins. So when you don't go, you're voting for whoever wins. And then you bitch about or complain about what they're doing. But you don't have a right when you vote for whoever wins. You don't have a right. You haven't exercised the freedom that I and other people like me fought for in this country here, to give you the right to be able to cast a vote freely, willingly, not coerced. And I want to see this stuff come to a halt here, because my life on the line wasn't on the line for a party. It was on the line for the United States of America and to the republic for which we stand. And the flag means so much to me. When I got home and saw that, tears came to my eyes, because I didn't know if I'd ever get to see the flag again. And tell him what you want to have him hear. That important to you? To be heard by the people that represent you? Wouldn't that be unique? Because we certainly aren't getting used to it today, but we need to hear for it, and we need an independent voice up there to break up that party gridlock. He doesn't have any beholdens to anybody there. He has his only holdings to you, his constituents. Now, if that don't make you smile, I don't know what could. But I've got a man here, and we have a man here, that will be our man in Tallahassee. And we can't ask for better than that. We can't ask for a more honest soul than him. But there are some people, and I think of one, who seems to be well revered in this county. But from what I hear about this particular individual, he seems to me that he has a feeling of right to this position. I don't know why, but maybe because of past way things have gone for him. And, you know, he says maybe sometimes one thing and does another. But I found out something that he was involved in. And I'll leave this person nameless because I think y'all will know who it might be. But what we do know is that he did something very petty because of ribbon cutting, refusing to do that if a certain party attended the ribbon cutting. That is as petty as you can get, because at that time they didn't have time to get somebody else to take his place. And the gentleman that was in question stayed away because he made a promise he would. He didn't go there and interfere with anything. That's because he keeps his promises. He keeps his word. You should find that unique, because how many congressmen, how many representatives you know that keeps their word? Can you imagine what happened if they all would? Things would change in this country like we've never seen before. I suggest, and I beg you, with all my heart, when November 4th comes, please, please, please go to the vote for James Scavetta, and we will have a representative in the Florida legislature. Thank you all, and I appreciate your time. Have a good day.